In these nights, it seems that your unlives and those surrounding them become or have become increasingly tangled in a complex web. And how long until it becomes too entangled? How long before things begin to get lost in that spiraling web or destroyed or even taken apart by a spider? But who is the spider that weaves this web? Is it the Camarilla and Prince Kevin Jackson? Or is it the Ventrue and Caden Bartlett? Or the Tremere working to build their own power? Or even the La Sombra or the Sabat, whoever else has their own games to play in the city of Chicago? Or perhaps the worst of it all, your father, or something deeper than that. Nonetheless, we return to our Lysanders, Dorian, Willow, and Silas. And it's been a couple of nights, I would say maybe 3 or 4, perhaps even up to a week since we last left off, where Willow and Dorian, the two of you, met with a La Sombra at a dive bar, one of the new welcomed La Sombra into the city. And her name, Mana, or she likes to call herself Misery. You made a deal with her that she would take some time to, I'll just be upfront with it, spy on Sierra and see if she can get any information and bring it back to you. And in exchange, you would perhaps bump her name up in the line with the prince to talk about some new religions that she's looking to bring into the city. At least get your backing, your little bump up in the chain, as she's a bit lower on the chain. So you all agreed to reconvene at this bar in some night's time after she had time to talk to Sierra. And that is where we are going to start this evening, with the two of you returning to meet with Misery. And I'm curious, I won't have you make any rouse check rolls, but I'm just curious where we left off last week. What is everybody's hunger at for the present time? 2 for Silas.
3.
3. Yes, Dorian, you were like not in a good spot last we left off, but you're at least at hunger 3 now. And
I'm
Willow?
also 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, he almost killed Shannon.
Yes.
McCarthy!
Miss
Oh,
McCarthy.
forgot. Oh no, I totally forgot about that.
Oh, you
my
wiped that from
God.
your memory? You forgot.
Oh,
that
yeah,
you
Oh
used
yeah, I
McCarthy?
blocked that out. Oh.
You know what you should do? You should make her a ghoul to replace Marcus.
Damn.
Wait!
Also,
Hey, thanks for the tip, Cole.
thank you. Thanks, Cole, for the support. Much appreciated.
Oh, thank you.
So, the two of you, a bit hungrier than normal for the evening, walk into this bar, and you see the familiar face of the girl with the dark hair and one streak of color in it. The La Sombra Misery sitting at the bar, just taking a drink on the table, and the stir that's in it, just swashing it and stirring it around over and over. Looking at the band that's getting ready to perform for this evening, a different band from last week. And she glances over at the two of you and smiles. Well, well, well. The Lysanders return.
as we agreed.
Yes, as we agreed. And as we did agree, I suppose I have some things to share with you all, or at least the learnings that I've had in the past week.
Ooh.
So I did meet
Okay.
with Sierra. Her and I had an evening catch up, magister to magister. At least that's what they call our clan. And interestingly enough, it looks like her ghoul is back in business. Malort, her name is. She was with
Yeah.
him,
Well,
and she seems to be recovered. So that's good news for Sierra, that her ghoul is back and in business.
that is good news.
And interestingly enough, while I was having dinner with Sierra, who was with her? None other than your father, Silas, Lysander Sr. And, well, I caught a glimpse of the two of them, let's say behind closed doors. And I have to say, they have no chemistry. They're not in love. Whatever their thing is, it's an act. There's no connection there. So
No,
if-
nothing at all.
If this was some like weird blood bond thing, I feel like I would have been able to tell.
Huh.
Whatever they're doing, it seems to be perhaps the way the Ventrue do it, a negotiation, an agreement. There's no love there.
I guess that would make sense. I'm not 100% sure he's capable of love.
That is, that is a fair point. Perhaps his ways of showing love are different.
Or died with her mother.
Okay, so it's mutually beneficial. There's a deal.
So what does he get then? Because all I
That-
see right now is how she benefits him. Or I mean, he benefits her. The reverse.
That does remain to be seen. Though, I will admit I was curious, so I tried to dig a bit deeper between the two of them than I should have. I used, let's just say I touched a little bit into my own senses that I have and my connections with whispers in the shadows. They seem to talk of something related to a sacrifice.
Huh?
Sounds a little intense.
Yeah.
Whatever.
A sacrifice they made or that they're going to make?
A blood sacrifice to be made. I don't know what the fuck your father and Sierra seem to have planned. But clearly, I don't know if it's something I really want to get myself more involved in. So I'm going to keep it at that. And I'd rather not dig any deeper into this. I left those types of talks out of my unlife many moons ago when I left Vancouver. So I really don't want to get involved in anything. I wish the two of you the best of luck, though. And I
Thanks.
will make sure that we get officially on record that you owe me a boon.
Okay. Just one other thing, though. Did you hear anything about a ghoul named Marcus?
Oh, right, Marcus. Yes, he was there too.
He was?
How did he look?
Good.
He looked a little. Hmm, I can tell when a addict is in need of a tap up, and he looked like he was in need.
They're starving him?
Better than, I guess, him getting somebody else's vitae.
What was he doing? Was he
He was sitting with
Right.
Malort.
That's so fucked. What the? He literally said that this was because of Malort. If they have shitty ass Malort back, they can give us Marcus.
And then your father took him.
okay? When was this? When were you with them?
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. Okay. And Dorian, his eyebrows crease, is angry at this news. I mean, he should have. If Marcus is with Dad, we should see him by now.
Mm.
You want to go home? He looks to Willow.
Yeah, I think so. I'm willing to have that conversation with him.
Yeah.
Do you want to call Silas? Oh, sorry. Thanks for the information.
He
She turns.
raises her glass. It looks like a mule of some sort. And she
Good.
cheers it to the two of you. Don't forget. We'll be in
Yeah.
touch.
No.
Lysanders.
Of course. You'll get what you're owed.
She smiles, and the band begins to play their first song of their set.
Yeah, Dorian
Um,
gathers his things and makes to leave. We can call Silas if you want. At least tell
Do
him
you-
where we're going.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to at least tell him so if he does want to go, he can make that choice for himself.
Yeah.
One moment. And she'll kind of dig in her purse. And Machiavelli will crawl out and just. And she'll have him dial Silas. Silas's little.
You dial
What-
the
I gotta use his
hospital,
little Pete's, you know?
Or the pager. Call the pager.
Yeah.
and
yeah.
Silas, you get a call at Rush Medical of your sister phoning you.
So, I'm at work right now?
You're at work right now.
Okay, perfect.
You're at the hospital.
You there?
Yes, Willow, what is it? I'm busy.
Well, I am practicing this new thing where I'm being more responsible and I'm telling you what I'm doing before I do things, so you may choose to react in the manner that you see most fit. And she she's just nodding very, very proud of herself at Dorian. Like,
Before you continue, am I going to have to leave work?
oh no, see that's the best part. You can decide that for yourself.
Okay.
Dorian and I are going to go speak to Dad at home because he has Marcus now. And we want to go see him. apparently they're starving him. Marcus, I mean.
So Dad's back.
Yeah.
Did you see him?
No, we heard it through the blood bank. That's like the grapevine. But not.
Willow, now's not the time for kindred puns. So you're going home to
Yes, to talk to Dad.
To talk to Dad to get Marcus back.
Yeah,
Well,
with Dorian.
Michaela should be... She's checked out of the hospital, so she should be fine. So you have a leg up.
Exactly. But I just wanted to let you know, so if anything happened here, you wouldn't get grumpy about it later and then yell at Dorian and I that we didn't tell you. So now you know. And that's where we're going to be. We're heading there now.
Okay. I get off at 3, and then I have plans tonight. So you might be by yourself.
That's totally fine. Wait, what plans do you have?
Tremere shit. You don't have to worry about it.
Is a date?
She kind of... Is it a date?
Sure, if you want to think about it like that. It's about Khalil.
Oh. Interesting. Oh, okay.
No, Silas is swinging that way now. It's about Khalil. No.
Well, if you were more interested in him,
No,
you could have told me. We would have taken this more seriously.
Willow, it's not like that. Like I've made steps into finding our friend. Look.
Okay. Oh, so you're doing it with Simone. The stuff tonight.
That's besides the point. Look, there's a huge norovirus outbreak in Chicago. There's so much vomit and shit all over the hospital. I really have to go.
All right. Yeah, I want to go now too. Okay,
Yes.
bye.
All right, goodbye.
He said he's not going to be able to make it because he's got a date with Simone tonight.
Awesome. That's great.
Because they're working on Khalil stuff. So
Good
so
for
it's you
them.
and I.
All right.
And,
Shall
and
we then?
Machiavelli. Yes. And we will go out to Lucas.
The two of you head with Lucas to the house, to your family home in River North in Chicago.
Yep.
Dorian, you were just here about a week ago. Your father was out of town. And now as you head in for this evening, you talk to Reginald and
Reggie!
He explains, your father is back in town. He's not here this evening. He's at the office, but he points up to the family room. There may be something there you want to see.
What? Reginald. You're being so
Just-
cryptic.
Yeah, be straight with us, Reggie. Is he here?
Yes, and your father left him here.
Thank goodness. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
She's scurrying up there quickly. Lucas is with us.
Mm-hmm.
You head to the family room where the long table with the mantle and fireplace decorated just as it always is. And you see your ghoul, Marcus. And he looks fine.
Oh, Marcus, I'm so glad that you're okay.
Sir.
Yes.
I'm so very sorry that this all happened. And you see him get emotional. I didn't
Sorry
mean for
about what?
everything. It just that I've failed you. You sent me to look for things with Sierra, and it didn't go well, and everything just went. Look, they took me, but they didn't. Your father was very angry.
Marcus, you've never failed this family. Never, not a single time. There's nothing that you could do. I can't imagine anything that you could do that would be failing us.
Literally never.
So he asked me some questions.
Dad did?
And I had to answer.
What did he ask?
You see, Marcus blink. What did he ask?
Oh, no.
Hold on.
What? Wait a minute. Did he ask me any? What did he ask?
You just said that he asked you questions, Marcus.
Yes, I did. I did say that, didn't I? I did say that. Sir, I'm very hungry.
Dorian?
Yeah, of course.
Dorian, wait. Will you feed him first, and then if he can't remember, maybe I can make him remember. Not in a bad way, Marcus. I would never hurt you. And it won't hurt
Yes.
what I'm going to do, but I think I can look inside, maybe, and see if I can find out what he asked. But we'll feed you first, of course.
Yes. And Marcus, you see him take some of your vitae,
Yeah, I offer him.
Dorian,
My arm.
and the look in his eyes definitely goes a bit more lively. He looked like he was suffering, but it wasn't where he was in like dire. He didn't look like emaciated or unwell or anything like that. But this definitely restores some life into him and that energy. And he looks to you, Willow. Well, I'm ready.
Okay. It's not gonna hurt. You're not gonna feel a thing. Promise. Okay. I just have to touch you, alright?
Okay.
And she'll reach a little hand out. Just on his. And I'm gonna try and see if She's never tried it in this way. She only looks forward, typically. But I guess she's gonna try and look back.
Yes. So you would like to premonition.
I would.
So go ahead and roll me a rouse check.
Okay, I will. Also, I don't know if not argue for it, but the only thing it says under premonition is the vampire experiences flashes of insight, and that is why I'm hoping it will work.
Yes.
Okay. As my reasoning, I've succeeded, so I do not get hungry. Fine.
Okay, and then roll me your resolve and aspects.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to re-roll with a willpower. Please hold. One, two, so I can re-roll. Okay. I have 3 successes.
3 successes. You gently touch Marcus on the arm to gain this moment of insight as you tap into the Malkavian cobweb once again. And And the only thing you see is red. You look out, and you just see blood dripping on the ground. And as you follow the trace of that blood, it goes to Marcus. As you see Marcus touching an arm, you look and you see the arm of your father. You see your father standing over him. And you see Marcus standing below him, bowing. But you see him try to resist. But his arms can't help but hit the ground and bow as the blood drips on the ground. And that is where you're brought back.
He made you bow. And I couldn't hear anything.
I am reminded that I am to serve the family before anything else. And I was told to remind you that it is the family above everything else.
Well, Marcus, he's not wrong there. But Dad's not a part of our family anymore.
I just wish there was something I could do to help. I know that we've all collectively given up on your father, but I don't know, I just feel like maybe there's something in there that can be saved. Something.
I wish there was. I
Maybe
don't know.
it's just...
You know, honestly, maybe you saw our parents honestly more than we did. Or at the very least, you knew them through the lens of an adult, not a bunch of kids. Did he ever exhibit any kind of love that you saw in the 20 years?
When his first son was born, Silas, your brother, and he looked at him as a baby for the first time, I saw it. I saw something there. And I just, maybe it's the blood talking. I did have some of his blood again. Maybe I'm feeling connected again. Sir, maybe I'm just compromised now, and I perhaps shouldn't be trusted in your services, if that's how you feel.
No, we'll figure it out. We'll take you to Silas. He did
Just-
something to you. We'll figure it out.
Any conversations you have with each other, I respectfully will wait in the other room, so I am not privy to any conversations that I shouldn't be.
Okay, that doesn't make you any less a part of our family, though.
Have you seen Dad do something like this before?
Yes, I have. Uh, with your uncle.
Oh?
I mean, this level of beratement and just everything. It just reminds me of when the two of them were not getting along and understanding everything. And I just... It's very complicated, your family.
Yeah, it is.
But, what he's done with your memory, pushing it down like that. Have you seen him do that before?
I've seen him do it with people that he at work, at the office. I've seen him I don't think I've seen him do it on any of you kids or Lucas.
Or Mom?
He thinks for a moment. I don't think so.
Were they ever normal in your memory? Like a normal couple?
I think they were. They were affectionate from time to time, and I think your father can be very cold and has his own way of showing love, but I believe he loved her. Regardless of any of the circumstances, it's not exactly something that's a normal family, not even the deepest levels of this is beyond anything any normal family would have to go through.
True. I was just wondering.
The only thing I can remember him talking about was your sister Val.
Really?
That he mentioned that she needed blood also. Vitae, sorry, that's the term. She was craving
Oh.
before she left the city. I
imagine so.
don't know. He just said, in time, it will work out. About her. I don't know what that means.
Huh.
Do you all ever think that maybe it's time to just leave? You know? You have the money, you take your money from your father and just get out of here. Do you not worry that whatever things that he has, I just don't want to see any of you getting hurt. More
That's
than you've
sweet.
already been hurt. More than we've all been hurt.
Yeah.
Sometimes just walking away could be the best option.
And And go where?
I don't know. Leave the country. Just. Greece seemed nice.
Yeah, it was. New York's not too bad.
I'll think about it, Marcus. You need anything? You want something to eat? I can have Reggie get the cook on it.
Yeah, maybe just. You know what? Maybe let's just get something to go. Should we get out of here?
Yeah, let's not stay.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Two of you grab Marcus and head out of your family home once again. This time, your ghoul returned, though things seem off, things seem different, and the truth is you don't know what your father did to Marcus, and it seems he can't recall either. But you have him back. His body, mind seems okay. So the two of you, or three of you, head out. I guess four of you with Lucas included, head out.
We got our ghouls.
And we cut to Silas as the evening passes, and you head toward the end of your shift at the hospital. You exit and make your way back to the Chantry to meet up with Simone. As the two of you have prepared and gotten yourselves ready for an evening to try to reach out into oblivion and see if you can rescue your Tremere colleague, Khalil, who was pulled into oblivion by a very powerful Sabbat. And Sierra, oh my god. Simone. Simone!
Excuse me? What?
Wrong S. Simone believes the best place to try to reach out to Khalil would be at the source, at the Diamond Yama Hotel, in the same location where Khalil was taken. So the two of you grab a car and head toward the hotel.
I make sure to bring Khalil's items, his hat, a photo of their coterie, anything that Dove gave me, I bring it with me.
You grab those items, and Simone looks nervous. But she has a couple of books with her on Oblivion ceremonies, or at least things that she's written on Oblivion ceremonies that she is ready to put to use this evening.
Are you sure you're ready?
I think I am ready. The thing I'm still worried about, and I did mention this to you, that if I do this, it takes a stain on my soul, as they say, reaching out like this. And I guess it's that part I'm a little nervous about.
Is it because, like, I don't know if you know, but is it every Lysander suffers from this, or is it just because?
It's really, yeah, this type of power that they have to reach out into oblivion. It's not a simple undertaking, and it has a cost. So every time they try to do it, they pay that cost.
What do you know about Oblivion? Is it a realm? Is it a dimension? We've worked with a Hakata before who seemed to access a realm of death, so I'm just imagining it's kind of the same thing.
I think it is just that. It is a place where some level of souls go, but also apparently Lysander and Hecata have access to it in different ways. Like the Lysander seem to use it for their own traversing through this darkness, and those who speak with the dead, like the Hecata and their various families, they use it for those means. But I don't really know, I don't even know if they really know what it truly is. That's the scary part.
Okay. So with this ritual that you have, do you have to hold open a portal or something? How does it work?
think my friend will be able to help. Yes. I think he does kind of open a temporary gate from the shadows of where we'll be.
What? I don't mean to be brash, but what is the trade? Why is your friend willing to help?
That is the scary part. Maybe he wants to go into Oblivion. Maybe there's something he can get in there. I hope we're not opening some dimension and letting out a bunch of souls or something. I've heard about that. And that
That can
No.
happen.
well, yes, it can happen. But I think it would require a lot more than just what I can do. But she laughs a little nervously to that.
Silas rubs his jaw like, oh shit.
I really don't look. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, well, let's not open up a portal of souls. That's step one. Nope, that's step two. Step one is making sure you're okay. That's the most imperative thing.
Yes, I am okay. I'm ready to do this. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I want to save Khalil, but also I can't help. Maybe it's just a thing with our clan. I'm just curious what this is gonna do.
Well, not only curiosity, but also saying that you can do it. The thrill of
Yes.
putting your name on it. That's what my family doesn't understand. The skill it takes to do something like this. They don't get it. They don't get the time and the effort. They want it now. They would never wait weeks and study 100 tomes and spend hours upon hours within a lab. No, they'll just throw money at it. And look, I'm not saying I'm not grateful for the silver spoon I was born with in my mouth. It's gotten me a lot of places, but it's done a lot of good. But nevertheless, I like to think hard work pays off.
I would agree.
Good.
Hard work. And we've taken the time. We've done our diligence. We're gonna put this to use. She taps on the book. We've got this.
We've got this.
Okay. So, last thing. Well, actually, when we get to the site, perhaps I'll give you the instructions on what you have to do.
Okay.
And then we'll figure it out from there. And as you guys pull closer to the Diamond Yaba, I assume you'll want to be a bit more stealthy. You don't exactly want like Sierra or any of her Goonies seeing you.
Yes.
seeing
yes.
you guys loitering about behind her hotel.
Yes, try to.
So, okay, I suppose we should try to approach this more quietly. So, I would like the two of you to roll me a dexterity stealth. Which you probably have. You have like one die in, probably.
I have 2 die, and it was 1 success. Yes. Silas is not stealthy.
Okay. Well, as you're walking and like not being the quietest, Simone grabs your hand, and is just like, shh. 'Cause she's being pretty quiet, but you are not.
I'm sorry. You're right.
And you see that there is like, it looks like employees of the hotel. They're walking from one building to another, to the auxiliary building. And she kind of like pulls you into the shadows so that the two of you are a bit more concealed. And she whispers more playfully, see now, if we were both Lysander, we could be, using these shadows to our advantage, but we're not quite there yet.
I think if we were both Lysander, we would be on the wrong side of this fight.
I suppose you're right.
It was over here by the loading dock.
Okay. All right. The two of you head over, and she begins, she holds the book.
Wait.
And
before you do this, when we started this mission, this goal, I came to you in the garden, and I said I needed your help. I said I needed you to be my anchor and my lighthouse into oblivion. And I meant that. And Silas will go in his pocket, and he'll pull out 2 vials on chains. You know Lysander Lamore. We'll know where we are at all times.
she looks at the vial, and she nods and smiles.
If I get lost in there, you'll be my lighthouse back.
Thanks, Silas. I
don't know it. So this is up to you.
I will do that then. So that the two of us, we can make sure nothing bad happens.
Make sure nothing bad happens.
And here I am, literally being your anchor, I guess.
I wasn't lying.
Do you give her the vial now?
Yeah, before we do whatever we have to do.
Okay, and she takes it. Okay. So, the two things. Can you just give me whatever you have of Khalil's? You said you have his hat.
I have a hat of his. I have a scarf. I have this photo of him in his coterie. Some of
right.
other effects, some rings, some bangles.
Okay, we might have to use this as like. Well, when you talk to ghosts, you have something that's like they call a fetter, but like I think we just need this as like a way to just like make sure it's him.
Like a casting focus, yeah.
Yes, and then if we do get him out, I don't know what state he'll be in. As in, he probably hasn't fed, and he might be in a bit of a frenzied state.
Understood.
So you might be in charge of holding him down. I hope you can do that.
I will do my best.
Silas, the one who has
he looks at his arms and he goes, I will try.
No physical points and
No,
all
zero.
mental and social points. Yes, let's go. All right. Oh, and I meant to have Laura make a roll for me before this. That's all right. We'll deal with that after. Okay. So, she grabs everything and you stand kind of at the ready for whatever might happen. And as she taps the book and looks down, you see her rouse her blood, her vitae. And then she looks down, and when she looks up, her eyes look different again. Ah, yes. The visitor. You're here to watch.
I'm here to participate.
We don't need any participation. We have this handled.
Who are you?
My name is Legion, for we are many.
Poetic. And what do you want, Legion? Why are you helping us?
I want a gaze. To gaze into what is there beyond.
That's all you want, a gaze.
You have no idea how much of a blessing it is to be able to gaze into the abyss. Of course you wouldn't understand. It doesn't matter. It happens now. And you see her arms stretch out, and you watch the shadows cast from this lift in front of you begin to move out onto the ground, and they outstretch. They stretch into this alley, and you watch the shadows move as if the sun was making its way over the sky, but there is no sun. The shadows pull out, and you see a rift. And Silas, you're scared that if you were to walk into this, you would fall right in, because when you stare down into that rift, you see nothing but darkness. That's no longer a shadow. That is the abyss.
Oblivion.
And you stare right into it. And as the old saying goes, it stares back at you. And Silas, I would like you to roll me a willpower check to make sure you don't frenzy in fear. It won't be very difficult. But go ahead and roll me just a resist fear frenzy, which is a willpower.
4 successes.
4 successes. Your composure remains, though the fear and the beast tells you to get out of here and run. You hold yourself together and stand strong. As Simone, or Legion, begins to grasp down into the abyss with Khalil's hat in hand. And then the hat resurfaces and slowly begins to pull. And you see ooze and veins all surrounding this black, dark pit, this rift on the ground. And you see 2 arms of ooze and darkness. They surround slowly a body. And as the body gets pulled out, you see that it is Khalil. Khalil and his hat on his head. The hat, now, when you saw him those nights ago, was one style of hat. Now this hat, the hat that pulls him out. And the arms slowly wither down back into the rift. And Khalil looks on the ground. The shadows begin to lift. And that cast that was once on the ground slowly dissipates. And Khalil is in torpor. Currently catatonic, not moving. Just a corpse on the ground. Legion grabs an earring from Khalil and puts it in Simone's pocket. Just a small trinket to keep. And his eyes close and shut. And then Simone returns.
And Silas is just standing there in awe. You just did that by yourself.
She looks at you, and you see a bit of sadness in her eyes. Was it me? Was it by myself? Was it really?
Are you okay?
Then I don't know.
Okay.
And she looks at Khalil. He's okay.
He looks he's in torpor.
Okay.
So
All right.
That was amazing.
He's back. That's at least something.
Okay, we don't know what state he's in. But that was...
Well, I can't remember any of it. Or at least I don't know if I remember any of it. No, what happened?
Your friend just reached in and grabbed him.
pretty
I
It's pretty scary.
I I don't know what you have. What
I don't know if I know either.
it's dangerous. But you containing that power makes you so strong in my eyes.
Well, the power, like some would say, maybe it was cheated. I cheated the system. I didn't do it the way we both said is the best way. Study and learn. I took another kindred's life.
You survived.
Yeah. You may have to remind me of that a couple more times.
Okay. You're okay?
Yeah.
Portal of souls from the abyss, oblivion, didn't open up.
Okay, we didn't open up a gate.
2
Okay,
green
that's
check
great.
marks, yes.
Okay, great.
And we got Khalil.
Okay. All right. Let's see if the two of us can grab him and get him to the car, get him back to the chantry. We can give him blood and make sure that he is taken care of. Then you can call your friend, his coterie mate, and let them know that he's all right.
Let's take him to the auxiliary building. Let's not bring him right into the chantry itself. We don't know
Okay,
what state
yeah.
he's in. We don't need him doing anything brash.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay. Sorry, I know you said that might not have been you, but you keep that at bay. And that's just amazing.
She smiles. She's like, seeing you smile like this, it's actually, maybe I should do it again then.
Oh, no, you don't have to. No. I'm sure you have
I'm
many
just
other
kidding.
good.
I'm
You have
just
many other good
kidding.
powers, Simone. Please. Let's get back to the chantry. This was.
Yes. Let's do that. Let's get him back.
Okay. If anyone, he's just drunk. He's passed out drunk.
Yes. Too much at the
The
hotel.
Diamond Yama.
Okay. And I will spare everybody the story that is too little Tremere trying to carry Khalil back to the car.
He's also a Tremere, I don't
That's
think
true.
he's not. He's probably pushing like 150 still. He didn't. Laura did not describe him as overtly buff or anything like that.
And the two of you are able to grab Khalil and bring him back to the Chantry's auxiliary building. And I think we will take our break there and take a quick 10-minute break, everybody. When we return, we will have some more things that we have to take care of and wrap up for the evening. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. Go grab your snacks, drinks, bio break, and we'll be right back. See you in a bit.
See you in a moment.
Tuesday nights, 2 Tuesdays
Whoop, sorry.
from now.
We were muted when we came
Oh.
back because that was so fast that I forgot.
We're muted.
Yeah.
You guys didn't even get to hear us have a little chuckle over the abrupt return, although you probably saw our reactions. But yes, we are back. And for those who might have missed it, that is our new show that is coming to Magi RPG in 2 Tuesdays from now. Armored Hearts, it is a Girl by Moonlight setting. So if you are familiar with Blades in the Dark and Scum and Villainy, Girl by Moonlight is under the same system as those systems. And it is a magical girls theme. You might be able to get some ideas of what magical girl inspiration it is just by the name and maybe some of the vibes. But we're really looking forward to that. Girl by Moonlight is an amazing system, as both Momo and I have got to play it and Chris got to guest in it. It is, it's a lot of fun and very rewarding, honestly. A lot of working together as a group, which I really, really liked about that. So so that's coming in 2 Tuesdays from now. But next Tuesday we have CBRPNK as a one-shot. So we got some Cyberpunk and then we have Girl by Moonlight. So that's our announcements. Now, let us dive back into Ancestral Blood, where for the remainder of this evening, we're going to look at 2 different things. First, we're going to look to Willow, where after you spend time with your brother and Marcus, you have a meeting scheduled for tonight with Mal Davis and all of the anarchs that she could muster on the outskirts of Chicago, moving their way to Gary, Indiana. They've driven back to the city. She told you that it was going to be hard. Their morale as an anarch movement at this moment is low. But the 2 of you have given them something, a bit of inspiration to get them excited again and perhaps once again settle back in the city of Chicago. So Willow, you see a small set of cars pull up. What was the car that was chosen that you said you were going to buy for them? The
Honda Odysseys, did I not?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
Honda
right.
Odysseys.
Oh my God,
You
yes.
see a pack of Honda Odysseys roll up.
Let's roll up!
And roll toward the Magnificent Mile, or the Mag Mile in Chicago, which is a shopping district in the city, where one particular building is being renovated and constructed. That is a building of Caden Bartlett and his new business that he's looking to open, a retail shop for his new luxury jewelry line. Now, Mal Davis looks at you in the car and okay, so we have at least 15 or so of us.
Perfect. I can work with that.
I didn't really give them like the full rundown of what we're doing, so I don't know if you want to be the one giving everybody orders on what to do. I think that might be best.
I'm more than happy to.
Okay. And you guys pull pretty close to the building. You see on this strip of road there's a bunch of shops and buildings. You see like department stores and things like that. But right on the corner, actually, is this building. And you see the scaffolding outside. And around the corner are some construction equipment that looks like it's left for the evening. Right now, it doesn't look like there's a shift. They don't seem to work this late at night or practically into the morning. And all of the scaffolding, everything's just kind of left behind, tape and left alone for the evening.
Okay. I think once our little squad of Odysseys rolled up and we all kind of were gathered, Willow would take count of who she has. We have a few hours, and I've made sure of that. I've bought us time. I think I can speak for everyone when I say that I would love to bring Caden Bartlett down just a peg, even a smidge. And after everything that's happened, I don't know about you all, but I need something to remind me that the Camarilla doesn't always win. That there's still ways to exist out on your own, and you don't have to... I don't know. It sounds super silly to say, but follow their rules? I'm not asking for a lot, but I think we all need this. A little bit of morale boost. So, in the back of the vans, I've got everything for us to get a little creative. Let's turn this horrible building into something worth looking at. That doesn't sell a bunch of overpriced health products that the people who actually need can't actually access. And she start cracking open some spray paint cans.
You see nods in the crowd, the small crowd of 15, and they walk over, begin picking up the spray cans and shaking them in their hands.
Awesome. I think little Maki is on my shoulder, and he's kind of giving little suggestions with colors, picking them out. As she starts to paint this whole building with them. Really, almost very Banksy-esque in how she's going about it. And I think it's going to be a mural depicting different medical conditions that these devices are supposed to combat, to show and represent the actual people who need these. And abstract, faces blurred, but the forms are there. It is clear the people who need these. Like, it's very clear. With I think right on the front of the building, the biggest Anarch symbol she can paint.
You do. And you take the time to paint this portrait on the corner. And it's not on the corner that faces the back alley, but the front corner. Mm-hmm. The corner of this street where during the day, hundreds, thousands of people in Chicago walk past each day. And as you do this, some of the Anarchs help, and you guide them and let them know where to paint, while others create a distraction for any people who walk by this late at night. Those who are more gifted with their abilities of presence, they take the time to keep others at bay so that you and these Anarchs can work. And you see one other Anarch, a gentleman. He actually looks like he has a bit of scarring on his face, and he keeps a jacket with like a collar put up a bit so that it's not so present. And he looks... This Looks good. He has a French accent. But do we want to do more? And he looks at the scaffolding and just all of the construction equipment and everything that's around. Perhaps we just take this off of their hands for a bit.
I'm sure they won't need it. They've got lots of paint to clean up. There will be no time for construction.
And you watch as he begins to take the scaffolding, and you can tell that he's a Bruja because he just kind of goes in with everything, and with that rage just begins pulling out pieces of scaffolding. There's a bit of noise and clamor that happens, but the other Anarchs do their best to keep everything tempered for this at this time. And you see another one take some of the construction equipment and just slam into it. And it gets a little bit more rowdy. And this is where more of the other Anarchs chime in with sound and echoes of praise and excitement. Yay! You see in that moment, Willow, you see hope. You see something restored in them. That moment of just taking down just a small peg, a person who has caused so much pain for the Anarchs for years, a hardestat, just sending him a small message that no matter what happens to the Anarchs, you can't count them out, no matter how small. The 15 of you finish your work here. And you look over at the mural that you've painted. And it does depict what you described. And you know that when the sun rises, it will be in clear view for everybody to see. And the Anarchs look to you, Willow, and they ask you, well, this new warehouse, you hear Mal Davis speak up, this new warehouse that we have in the city, Willow's going to show us it. And in some night's time, we will hear from Prince Jackson and what he has planned for the city and where we will continue to fit in. And they nod. And Willow, you get back in the car and you take the Anarchs to their new home.
Oh,
is there anything
she's so
else that
excited.
you want to do with them, or make sure that they have, or just any last preparations with the Anarchs?
I think since there's 15 of them, once they arrived, she'd want to poll, essentially, each of them, going around to each Anarch and essentially reciting the same speech with differing language for each. When I get to speak to the prince, what spot do you want us to have in the city? What is the best for us as a group, as a family? And she would ask that to everyone, their opinions on where they see the Anarchs in Chicago, what they each individually want to try and really find a solution that works for everybody in some way.
And you hear their varying voices and opinions. And one thing that seems a bit of a consensus is they don't want to have an established baron like many other Anarch movements in different cities have. It doesn't seem like it's out of the cards for the future, but right now, I think the movement wants to reestablish themselves and get just a general recognition in the city. So they want at like the next Elysium that Jackson has to get some sort of like formal announcement that the Anarch movement is returned to the city. So those are like the big requests is return, like formal recognition and no established hierarchy, as some would say, for the Anarch movement right now.
She takes note of all this, writes it down in a little notepad in her purse for the next time that she sees the prince.
And Willow, you head back to your place for the evening, knowing that you have started to reestablish what once was a crumbled mess right outside of the city. Something that once seemed like it was destroyed, potentially gone for good. You have brought back to Chicago. You rest this evening as the day rises, knowing that you made that impact. And before we cut for this evening, we look back to Silas. Silas, as you are driving back to the Chantry and you bring Khalil to the auxiliary building, you head back to the main Chantry building and you see a familiar blacked out car outside of the Chantry. Your brother. You see Dorian waiting outside.
Have you been waiting long?
I don't know, Storyteller, have I?
You've probably been waiting about 45 minutes, so if that's long for you.
No, it's fine. I needed to talk to you. And he motions over to, well, I guess he motions to the to the front of the car where Marcus is driving himself.
And you look and you see Marcus in the
Hey,
car with him.
Marcus.
Sir, it is good to see you.
You as well. Glad to have you back.
He nods. You could see he's still kind of shaken, but he's okay.
Dad's had him for 2 days now. Messed with his head. Forced him to answer questions, but we don't know what.
So Sierra gave him to Dad.
And I don't know if Dad did anything else. I don't know what he's capable of. Literally, I don't know what he's capable of.
Okay. So you think Dad fucked with his head somehow?
It's a possibility. I just want you to check him out.
From a doctor perspective or from a Tremere perspective?
Well, Silas, if I wanted your doctor's perspective, I would have brought him to Rush Medical.
That's fair. Okay. Well, I can't take him in the Chantry. And I'm a little bit busy right now. Can this wait?
I mean, he's not fallen over or anything. But I mean, can we risk that? I don't know. I'm bringing him to you. You've got the expertise. If you tell me we can wait, then we can wait.
I mean, look, Lucas was one thing. It was a physical thing. He couldn't feed, so using knowledge of the body and a little bit of, sorcery, we were able to feed him intravenously. That was one thing. Mind stuff, that's you and Willow's expertise. I mean, can't you?
I don't understand. I thought you could do something. I mean, you were so adamant about. And Dorian just looks away. Never mind. Okay.
No. Continue. Please continue.
I'm not trying to reopen anything. I just thought you were so insistent that you could help Sierra. I thought you had something.
What did he fill me in? You obviously, you guys, where'd you find him? Did he stumble upon you? Or you?
He was at home. He was at home where Dad left him.
So Dad left him.
I just assumed that he did some sort of, Ventrue stuff.
He left. Okay. I can do something. But you have to realize, Dorian, I know Marcus is family to us. He's not like family, he is family. But Dad left him alone in the house and you just took the bait?
What would you have me do? If that was you, Silas, what would I do? Because he's family, right? So let's say it was you I found.
I'm not a ghoul. I can fight back against Dad. Look, I know a little bit about Dominate. Can't you force him to tell him what he told Dad? Doesn't it work that way? Sure, I can take his blood and I can question that, but can't you interrogate him? Dig deep?
I guess. I just wanted to be careful. I don't know if that's gonna
No, I mean,
break his mind or something.
If you want, I can do a ritual to question him, like I did to you at Willow's gallery.
Okay.
But if he believes what he's saying to be true, then it's going to come out true.
Okay.
So if Dad implanted something in his mind, or if he divulged... Oh, thanks for the raid!
Thanks for the raid! Welcome, everybody!
If he implanted memories or made him talk and revealed everything we've been doing, that what am I to do?
Just information helps. If we know what I mean, we don't know what Dad asked. We don't know what Marcus said. Just because he Look, Marcus, do you want to try this? Do you want to see if I can dig it out of you?
Oh, he can hear us.
I assumed we were in the car and he was in the
Oh,
front seat.
I thought we were out on the sidewalk. Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry. I wasn't
Marcus-
really clear on that.
Marcus did say he did not want to be privy to any conversations.
Correct.
So he is
I thought we were talking.
intentionally-
Fair.
Like, yeah, I thought we like stepped away from the car and we were having this. in
That's
private.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Silas
me,
would not be talking about Marcus in this way if we were in.
I was a little confused. That makes sense. Okay. Well, let me ask him then. What he wants to do.
Is he physically well? I'll need a pint of his blood. I'll need a full blood bag.
I mean, he looks okay to me. He's fed.
Okay, well,
Apparently, Dad fed him.
I'll do a physical, and then if he's up to it, well, I'll do the physical if he's up to it. But I'm not going to take that much blood if he is ill. If he's not feeling well. For you, it's easy. Kindred, we can sacrifice that. A human, it's a lot of blood for a human.
All right, let me try and dig it out of him. I'll ask him if he's okay with that first.
And he doesn't remember
And then-
anything.
Willow did her thing. Dad made him kneel. But that's all we got out of it.
He made him kneel. If Dad made him kneel,
He did
And
that
Dad-
to you once.
he did, yes. And Dad left him at the house, ideally for you to find. What if he's not on our side?
That's No, I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, but we'll find out, right? Like, we can find out.
I can ask the specific questions if it comes down to it. Yes. But if he believes them to be true, if I ask him, are you still are you still a ghoul of Dorian Lysander? And Dad implanted the idea that he is still your ghoul. It's gonna come out the truth.
Okay.
I'd love for blood sorcery to be this all, this end all, fix all, but Dominate is just as strong, Dorian.
Fix all. I just settle for a little bit. Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna figure out what we can,
Okay. How about
and
have a conversation with him? I have to go get some blood bags, take him to the auxiliary building, and I'll be back.
okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Silas.
Silas, you head into the chantry and grab your supplies. Dorian, you roll down the window.
Marcus, I want Silas to take a look at you, just to make sure you're okay in every way.
Okay. Like a checkup?
Like a checkup, but also a bit more than that. We can do it a little later if you're not feeling quite up to it. We'll need to take some of your blood, a lot of it, actually.
No, I that should be fine. I mean, unless you have me doing anything big in the next couple of nights, I can just rest and take it easy and.
Yeah. You're gonna have a little bit of time off. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Then
But
yeah.
before we do that though, is it okay if I try and get the information out of you using my skills?
I'm willing to try it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, and Dorian's just kind of like awkward, just I don't really. Okay. And he's going to go ahead and use compel.
Okay.
Or actually, we'll do mesmerize. Because I can do complex commands. Marcus, I want you to really dig deep and tell me, what did Dad ask you about when you were with him last?
Yes, and you just make me a rouse check there for that.
For hunger.
Okay. As you issue this command to your ghoul, I just have to see. Okay, he's an immortal victim. Yeah, you don't have to roll the manipulate, dominate on him. You ask this, and repeat again what you said. I'm sorry, Dorian.
What did Dad ask you the last time you were with him? Like, what did Dad ask you about the last time you were with him?
He asked me about. And he pauses. He asked me. I don't remember what he asked me. My vision to that time seems foggy. I can't remember.
All right. I mean, it's worth a try. And Dorian will finish up speaking with Marcus and kind of get him prepared. You know, Silas will see you in a bit when he's ready.
Okay. And you head to the auxiliary building, and Silas, you grab the supplies that you need for Khalil and for Marcus. Silas, I'm curious, are you going to try to use anything on Marcus to try to get more information?
I'm gonna cast truth from blood.
You cast Truth from Blood, and I am going to have you make your rouse check for that.
Of course. I get hungrier.
You get hungrier, and you ask these questions, and Silas, you get the same response. Marcus can't recall what has happened on those nights. Any questions asked. His memory of that is gone, but he knows that something was asked of him.
Mm-hmm.
But he just can't recall.
And as you see, yeah, you know, in the back of the limo, Silas withdraw a blood bag of blood and a pint of blood, not a blood bag, but puts it into a bowl, sticks his index finger in it, and it starts to boil and bubble. And when he asks, what do you, he'll ask Dorian, what do you want to know? And then he'll ask the same question. And it
probably. I mean, to start, yeah.
And there's just no reaction. When I learned of this ritual, and Silas pulls his finger out, and all the blood in the bowl just bursts to ash. Learning this ritual, there were some footnotes. Things like specific dominates, cloud memory, the forgetful mind. It listed those that this can't pierce.
I see.
Like I said, I wish I could help you with this, but someone very powerful has done something to Marcus. Whether it was Dad directly or him and Sierra as a combo.
All right, so I mean, we're back where we started then with this. All right. Well, thanks for trying. And he's gonna start gathering up his stuff.
We got Khalil.
You did?
That's where we went tonight, yeah.
It's fantastic. That's great. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good news.
Yeah. It was glorious, Dorian. That's the only word I can use. That's the only word I can use to describe it. It was.
What did you do?
Simone and I, we opened Oblivion.
Oblivion?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds fucking nuts. I don't know. That's crazy.
I stared into it, Dorian.
So what is Oblivion?
Who knows? When in Greece, when Francesca channeled Alan through her, when Malankov sent Khalil to a realm, that is Oblivion.
Holy shit. Okay. So that's pretty powerful, right?
Yeah. That's what I've been working on the past couple weeks.
Dorian, as far as you know, Tremere only have access to magic of the blood. Magic of powers beyond? That seems a little strange.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like anything that you've been able to do before.
Yeah, well, Simone helped.
And you didn't need like Khalil's blood or anything, or
Well, we had his personal effects. Personal items have a very connecting aura. Just like, trust me, if you disappeared, I would try to find your gun. Same thing.
yeah, I guess. I thought it was in the name, blood magic, but I'm glad you found.
Oh, I mean, there
him.
was definitely some blood magic involved, but
That's incredible. So, what you can open this Oblivion?
I
Like,
mean,
can you do that whenever you want?
no, it was a one-time thing to get Khalil. It's not something to be used lightly.
Okay.
Every
Not
fiber,
lightly.
every fiber of my being said to run when I looked in it.
Oh.
We even jokingly said that we could possibly open up a portal of souls, but that didn't happen.
Cool. That's good. So you looked into this abyss and you felt something. Despair. Dread.
Despair, fear, dread, sure, whatever you want to call it.
It's interesting. And you can see that Dorian is pondering on that. That's congratulations, Silas. I know that kind of thing means a lot to you. I'm sure it must have been amazing.
It was. That's why I'm very busy. Khalil's in torpor. Gotta make sure he doesn't wake up and rip a hole in the wall.
You've talked to the other coterie?
Not yet. We just got back. That's when we met. We just arrived.
Oh, yeah. They'll be glad to hear that.
Do you have Dove's info?
Yeah. Because I set up a payment to her. So I'm
Yes.
sure.
I believe I thought she gave it to you, Silas, before she left Elysium.
Oh, she did.
Just
She tucked it
Yeah.
like in my pocket or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, never. I forgot. She gave me her number at Elysium.
Oh,
Silas just has so many ladies.
that's
Yes, you know?
wow. Good for you, Silas.
Thank you, Dorian.
All right, I'm gonna take Marcus home.
I mean, look, he's physically fit. He's of sound health. You want?
Silas, are you wearing the vial? Like, is it like a necklace?
It is, yeah. It's under his shirt, but the chain is peeking out.
Okay.
Hmm.
Would it be visible for Dorian to recognize it?
Sure, yeah. Not the blood vial, but a new chain that Silas.
The new chain. Yeah, you don't wear chains. That's
No.
not your.
He has
So-
his ankh that he wears, but a silver chain around his neck.
You
It's
do
a
notice. Yeah.
It's a new one.
Oh yeah,
Looks
part of
nice.
the blood sorcery stuff.
Oh. Okay. Well, do explain.
Just something that Simone and I did together.
Cool. Yeah, being vague about it definitely makes me less curious.
I mean, you've never you come to me asking to save Marcus, and now you're like, ooh, tell me all about blood sorcery. Like,
We're talking, right? I
guess no,
taking an interest.
It's just a ritual where I can focus and I can feel what she's feeling. I can pinpoint her. I can know her location.
Got it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a safety tool.
Mhm.
In case
So
I got sucked into oblivion, you know, I could potentially find my way back.
So you know where she is all the time?
I mean, I can, yeah. They know when you're doing it, so it'd be weird to do it constantly. But it's like a little like
Alright.
when you get a text when your phone's on vibrate. It's like you know.
Yeah, it's just like a really crazy version of location sharing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, when we can't have phones.
Got it.
And you can tell, like, Silas is on cloud 9 right now. Like, he's probably like the most.
The Dorian is amused.
Yeah, he's the most giddiest, happiest you've seen him in probably like
Dorian,
a while.
roll me a wits insight.
One success.
Okay. Yeah. Your brother is definitely in a weird, excited state. Is he in love? You just wonder those things.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Silas would be like, whatever. Yeah, it's something like we can't have phones anymore, so it just helps. You know, she's a great asset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great asset.
What do you want?
She's just gonna let that hang in the air.
Do you want my professional advice, my professional opinion?
Yeah, of course.
Tell Marcus to go on administrative health leave.
What? Send him away?
Send him home until you absolutely need him. Or treat him like a brand new person. We don't know. As soon as he drops you off at home, he can drive to Dad and explain everything to him. That you questioned him, that I questioned him. That
That's okay.
Willow did her thing.
I don't.
Marcus.
Well,
Dorian, Marcus knows things.
look, we can't find out what he told Dad. If he told him, then he told him already. We didn't do anything tonight.
How many whoopsie daisies has Marcus cleaned up for you and Willow?
Did Marcus go with you guys to Greece?
I think so.
I think so, because it was him and was it Stavros? Was our Greece guy?
Oh yeah, your Greece translator.
Yeah. I thought it
We
was.
would definitely not leave him behind.
Yeah, it was yeah. I think so. We'll have to rewatch and see if Marcus. One of them was there. Marcus or Lucas was there.
Yeah.
It's a hard choice to make, but if you want to stay truly safe, have him. Hell, I wouldn't even have him driving you around. You could get out of the car and he could be texting a number that goes to Dad. He bowed to him, Dorian. I don't even make Silas III bow to me.
How long could Dad's influence last for?
You're the Dominator.
Well, I haven't had a lot of
was weird.
experience. It was a bit weird. I'm going to gloss over it, though. We're going to let it
I
go.
couldn't think of a different word. Like, that's like, what do you like, the powers dominate. The person who uses dominate would be a dominate. I don't know. Well, okay, whatever.
It's the Dominator.
I'm assuming that
Oh,
this is
got
all
it.
in character.
Yeah, right.
I haven't had a lot of... Look, believe it or not, Silas, I don't jump at every opportunity to warp people's minds.
How long can it last? Just stay here 1 second, but I really have to get back to the auxiliary building.
Okay.
Silas is gonna go into the chantry and find like Dominate 101, like something that he wouldn't get like reprimanded from taking on, like, you know, like, yeah.
Yes. You do find some books on the power to manipulate minds with the power of the blood, in both the ways of presence and dominate. And I mean, this is something that can last for potentially years. At some point, if somebody's mind has been manipulated, they may have moments of break, but that usually takes like years.
Got it. And Silas will he'll take the book and he'll go outside and read this. A quick scour, quick scour. Read it when you're falling asleep. It could take years.
Actually, as you take the book and you go to walk outside,
it vanishes from my hands.
a blood ward goes off. As no books can be taken from the chantry to be loaned out like a library.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Not even dominate for dummies.
Silas will just look up at the ceiling and be like, "Sorry, I forgot," and then just hold it and walk out. Yeah. Okay. So I can't give you a book. I forgot. They all have sigils on them to make them not be able to be taken out. But years, possibly. He could have moments of clarity. But
so he's gonna go on leave for years, Silas?
That's your choice to make, Dorian. All I'm saying is, if you keep him around, just remember he could be just telling Dad everything. If you trust him enough... And if what?
And if something were to happen to Dad, is that still... I don't know, is he still going to be left with some kind of time bomb inside of him?
If it's anything like blood sorcery, hypothetically, let's just say that I was to meet my final death, then Silas III would also meet his final death. My blood controls Silas III. So if you were to dominate someone and you were to die, your dominate over them would break, if that's what you're asking. I'm guessing here, again, not the person who casts dominate all that often.
No, I know. I get it.
It's the vitae, it's the discipline that causes the outcome. Without the vitae causing that, it could, yes. If something was to happen to Dad, could Marcus return to normal? Possibly.
All right. Well, something to think about.
Do me a favor. Crack a book. I'm sure there's something.
I read.
I'm sure besides, like, the stock market and, MSNBC finance.
Oh God! What you want me to read a textbook?
Yes.
Like what?
I'm sure if you go home, I'm sure if you look in Dad's study, there's something that will teach you something. I almost guarantee it that you'll learn something if you just take the time. You should learn about your powers, Dorian.
No, I know.
And I understand. Look, throughout time, it's your sire that teaches you this stuff. I'm not trying to get Big Brother on you, but we were shafted. It just so happens I like learning. I like cracking open books. I like listening. Dad should have taught you this stuff. And he didn't, but that's not your fault. So take some time. Look into it. Your
All
answer
right,
could be...
No, you're right.
Your answer could be right in front of you.
Dorn is a little argumentative, but he's very amenable to this. I had mentioned in one of our previous sessions that Dorian was going to start going to Critias's classes, and I don't know how often they are, but he has been going since they met up.
Okay. Noted. And you can continue that. You've probably only been to one night class since it started.
It hasn't been that long.
But you did show up.
Now,
Yeah.
I have a fellow kindred in Torpor that I have to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No. Please. I'm sure Simone's waiting for you.
She probably is. Remember what I said. Send him on leave.
Yep.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sure. And Dorian grabs his jacket and puts it on and motions over to Marcus, who was out of earshot for most of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep, take care. And he's going to leave.
You leave. And you leave Silas to his machinations. And
Machinations.
And we cut for the evening as the sun is quick to rise the next day. And am I a merciful storyteller? Do I allow you to feed before the night ends? Yes, if Willow or Dorian, if you wanted to feed before the night ends, you can roll your feeding check. Also, for some reason, it shows Willow with no camera, even though we can see her.
Oh.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Let me refresh it. Also, is she muted? I haven't heard.
Oh,
her.
I was.
Oh,
I'm
there
sorry.
we go. No,
I
you're
was
good.
muted.
There we go. Fixed now.
What are we rolling for feeding again?
You will click on your feeding type in the top left, and it should tell you your predator pool.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes.
Let me roll mine. Manipulation, persuasion. Huh. 2 successes only.
2 successes. You were able to take 1 dot of hunger off, Willow.
Cool.
3 successes.
3. With that, Dorian, you can take 2 off.
Ooh, good. 'Cause I'm hungry.
The 2 of you go through your normal feeding grounds and are able to feed for the night before it ends, as we head into the next night. And I would like all of you to rouse check.
Could I also feed that night? Like, 'cause since I'm grabbing supplies
Yeah.
and blood bags for Khalil.
since you're at the chantry and in your normal domain, yes, you can also feed
Okay.
Silas.
2 successes.
Okay, you take 1
Okay.
dot of hunger.
I fail my rouse.
Okay.
Right
I-
back to where we were.
I succeeded.
Success.
I'm at 2.
Okay.
2 hunger.
Okay. Dorian should also be at 2, and Willow's at 3. Okay. For this evening, as you slowly ease into the night, Dorian, you ponder the things that your brother told you about Marcus, but you don't make a decision just yet. However, you do head into the office today, and you receive the various meetings and reports from your employees at Vital Medical Group. But one interesting note comes into you this evening. That is that there was an incident at one of Caden Bartlett's buildings under construction. The Helios collection on the Mag Mile that was being constructed that you saw in the news the other night was under construction. Looks like there was some sort of mural painted with some symbols. And there's some photos, and they
Oh no.
the reports show that it is making headlines, but it's not like a major headline on the front page, but it is a headline in the business section, for many business sections in the news for this evening. And you see some of the forensic or like the police reports and everything like that on it. And it looks like all of this was sent to you from Caden himself.
Oh,
But that's the information that you get from that. Nothing else.
okay. Okay. When did this come in? Or like this was in the front line, like headline
Yeah,
news?
it came in the afternoon while you were asleep for the day. This report came in. And so you're just getting it now here in the evening when you come into the office.
Well, that's interesting. But you're saying Caden sent this.
Caden sent it personally,
Mm-hmm.
just as a note to you.
I would go up to the front, to the desk, and talk to Jensen, who is filling in for Shannon since she
Okay.
is still recovering.
Mm-hmm.
Set me up a meeting with Caden Bartlett.
You do. Jensen makes a note of that. And I will reach out when he's in touch. So.
Sounds good. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
Proud of you.
And Silas, you spend this evening tending to Khalil. You're feeding him blood and getting him back in a non-torpor state, but it's still taking some time, and Simone helps you, and
Sure.
she is, able to assist and aid where she can.
I would have reached out to the Marischal Coterie to let them know that while he was safely retrieved, he is recovering, so they can decide whether to come see him or what have you.
And they respond that they are going to come visit Khalil soon to make sure that he's okay. Is there I have a question for the three of you. Would the three of you like to convene for the evening as a coterie? Is there anything else that you need to discuss as a group? Or are you mostly keeping to yourselves these nights?
I think Silas is focused on this.
Okay.
Like
and that's totally
he
fair.
talked to Dorian
Yeah.
last night. You know, he gave Dorian his advice. Willow called him and said, "Hey, we're doing this," and so yeah.
I got no updates
Mm-hmm.
for my brothers. Not yet. Not yet, at least.
Okay.
Would Dorian? Would Dorian think that it's Willow that did the graffiti?
I mean, it's. I mean, would there be clue? Because is there anything that would key me off? I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be hard to believe. It would just take any kind of a clue for me to be like, yeah, that was her.
Dorian,
You know?
There was some purple hair left of the scene.
Right?
art isn't
There's cubes
your-
of cheese.
Art isn't your forte, but you do know your sister's style and how she has her whole life been into art. And it's never been your thing, but you recognize your sister's style when you see it.
It's also Caden sent this to me. It's Caden's building. I just, you know. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna assume that Willow did this.
Yes.
And that's that.
Would you reach out to her? That's the question.
And you don't have to. You could just let it be.
Yeah, Dorian,
I'm
you
just-
could let it be.
I'm just curious.
Well, I am gonna I will send Willow a message. And I will say, setting up a meeting with Caden. Apparently his building was vandalized.
Is this a voicemail? Is this a letter?
It's a note that you got through Lucas.
Oh, okay.
And I would send that to you too, Silas.
I would leave a message with Jensen
Jensen.
Jensen.
for you. That would say, "Damn, that's a shame."
Silas would
Cool.
write back. Silas would write back. I honestly think it looks better now.
Agreed. No argument from Dorian there.
I mean, it does look better. It was a horrible design.
Mm-hmm.
It's harmless. It's harmless. It's harmless.
Yeah. Maybe we'll think about painting our building.
Maybe you should
Yeah.
find the artist, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the spirit of at least keeping them informed, I am telling them that I'm doing that, and then, you know, just a little
Okay.
wink at Willow with that message.
You send that note to your siblings, and it is acknowledged. And I would like to ask the three of you, is there anything of major significance that any of you would like to do in the coming nights that you haven't already done or taken care of?
Damn.
We have taken care of things with Marcus. We have taken care of things with the Anarchs. We have taken care of things with Khalil and Simone. Is there any other things that any of you would like to take care of? Any other side quests?
Deuceable is I've told him about the stadium, correct? I believe I did that last week.
You told him about the stadium, yes.
Okay.
Now, this could be anything. This could be the wolves if you want to extend a line to them. You have extended a line to Caden. You've extended a line to Dove. Those will be acknowledged. Those meetings will be had.
Not that I can think of.
I will say, Silas, there is one thing that Deuceable lets you know. After you report the things with Khalil, and he acknowledges the work, I actually have to think about how it's navigated with Simone. As we will get into the details of that later.
Okay.
But the important thing is that Khalil is returned.
Mm-hmm.
There is something that Regent Deuceable lets you in on. Silas, I want you to know you have been a great help to the Chantry, and all of the work that you have done with our clan in the city, it has been notable. I appreciate your work in collecting Guaranteed Rate Field, or whatever new name it is to have. And I think all of the moves that have been made for us in the city has given us a chance to claim a seat at the table. I am looking to take the open seat on the Primagen Council that was once by the Malkavian son. And I would like to put my name in for the Tremere Regent of Chicago.
As you deserved.
I think after all is said and done with this ritual, Fisher King, I think Jackson will have no choice, really, but to say yes at that point, seeing what we are capable of, to keep the city safe more than anything. So this is our time, and it's thanks to you.
I agree. Not that it's thanks to me, it was done for the good of the Chantry, but this is the time of the Tremere.
I think, yes, there was a great amount of work put into this with you, Simone, Sunchi, your sire, and many others. Khalil. I will still remain my duties here as regent, as well as primagen. And your sire is set to arrive in the city in the coming nights. And we will begin the steps needed in this ritual. So we will have to work at the stadium for some time.
Okay. I'll be sure to let Dorian know, and I'll make sure we have passes so no one asks questions.
Wonderful. I will let you know when the time is needed. For now, keep eyes on Khalil and make sure that he's all right.
He is physically doing well. Mentally, I don't know. He did spend quite some time in oblivion.
Yes, I do fear for his mind, but he is strong in his capabilities.
Agreed. Ultimately, delivering him to the Marischal Coterie was at the end of our agreement with them.
Yes, well, Khalil and I we didn't always see eye to eye. We had different opinions on various things in the past, but I'm glad that he will be able to be safe with his coterie once again.
Agreed.
That is all.
quick question. Your bid for Tremere primagen. Is it a vote? Is it a kindred affair? Is it an Elysium unanimous decision? How does it work?
There will be a vote among the other primagen members, yes. There will be some debate, discussion. I'm sure there will be others who look to also take the seat. If it does happen, there's only one seat. So the Malkavians will be out.
So with the loss of Sun, do you know who'd be vying for that spot?
Well, I know one for sure, though I don't think she'll get it. Sierra. I'm sure she will try to negotiate a way to give the Lysander a seat as primagen.
So soon?
That is what she has against her. I don't think it will make many votes. Looking at our existing primagen council of Critias, Annabelle, I don't think any of them will agree to it. But I know for certain she will be. The others, I am not too certain.
Okay. Well, if there's anything I can do to help you secure those votes, feel free to ask.
I appreciate it.
Have a good rest of your night. I should go check on Khalil.
He nods, and you take your leave. And for our kindred, the nights pass. And though everything that we do moves in fast motion, especially with so many intense moments and things to consider, and when every moment is another moment that you wonder what your father is up to. What is he planning? What is he scheming? It doesn't matter the time, because time really isn't a concern for any of you anymore. So what seems like one night for a mortal is 7 nights for you. And these nights do pass. And time passes for the Lysander coterie. And life goes to a bit of some business as usual. There are still things that you try to work toward. Perhaps there's some thoughts of outreach to your father, but that doesn't happen. He does not make himself available to any of you. Now, there are other things that happen as the nights pass, but we look to a month into the future. And we'll get into detail of some things that happened during that time. Discussions with Caden, the resolutions with Dove and Ida, the talks with the Anarchs. Many of these things move and continue to move. But we cut forward to one night. This particular night, it is a special one. It's a special night because it's a birthday. Whose birthday is it? Well, birthdays don't really matter as much for Kindred anymore. You can still celebrate them. No, this is the birthday of someone alive, someone very special, because these birthdays are more special than anything. Birthday of your son, Dorian, Sebastian, your firstborn son. And Dorian, you know that it's your son's birthday, and you and your wife have been planning a small little birthday gathering in the evening for your son, Sebastian. He's turning 3 years old now. He's still young, barely even a toddler. And as you go into the office, grab a couple of things, and grab the gift that you have prepared for your son to head back home to go see your family for his birthday, you head to the Naperville beautiful home that you own. And you look into your home, and nobody's there. Your wife, your son, a couple of play dates that were coming over for the evening for your birthday. They're all gone. You come to an empty home with balloons, streamers, cake, a movie on the TV playing, and it's empty. Your family is missing. You don't know where they are. But everything in this house looks like it's just come to a halting stop. And that is where we will end our session for tonight.
The mic grasp.
Damn!
Oh boy.
Grasped just like your children, dude.
Oh my
As-
god.
Oh,
Yoinked. Ripped
As
away.
this is where
Hmm.
it marks a change in everything. As it's come to your children now. Now, what happens next? We will find out next week. As we did take a bit of a time skip, and I will get into just some general details at the beginning of next episode of what's been happening, just so we're not totally left in the dark. But know that, again, a month for Kindred is really not a lot. In theory, I wanted to do a longer time skip, but it is hard when there is so many things at play that are moving rather quickly. So just a bit of time in between everything that's happened and what is to come next. So we will see what is to come next week, next Wednesday, everybody. So
Ooh.
we'll see you on another Wednesday evening for Ancestral Blood, or we'll see you on YouTube if you're not able to join us live, and see what is to happen next, everybody. So get yourselves ready, strap yourselves in, and get prepared for what is to come next for Ancestral Blood. We will see you all then. Have a good evening, everybody. And as always, don't let the beast win.
Oh,
I shake my
God.
dice. Goodbye,
night.
everybody.
Bye.